Hello, guys. Welcome to my session today. And before we deep dive into the session, so please do subscribe my channel if you have not done already. And I'll be posting in a lot of videos related to the artificial intelligence, DevOps, Kubernetes. So please do subscribe my video to get the latest updates. And today we will be learning about the artificial intelligence. This is a very, very, very interesting topic. It will help you understand about what is meant by an artificial intelligence because we might have heard the words like AI and a lot of steps happening around us in this world. And I'll be touching in you what is the artificial intelligence, and on the top of that, no, what's the use case for that. And let's deep dive into the session, guys. Thank you. So, what is artificial intelligence? AI is just building the machines which think and act like a human being. Okay, so we have a common sense and we do guess what are all the actions we need to take for any actions what we need to do. So it's just the same thing. We are just trying to imitate the machines by feeding in the program or whatever the language no the machine understands. We just feed in the data and train. Basically, this word will be there like training the model or the training the machines. So it is that we are training the machines to behave like a human being. Okay. So it's like imagine we are taking like a genes from our from our body and then inserting into a machines. This is just a abstraction. It's not a real, but we are just training the machines to behave as if it's like a human being. Okay, so that's the main thing. And in future, we are predicting that the machines will surpass human being. That's our uh, take about this one. And yeah, like father of AI is John McCarthy. In 1950, he has coined the word AI, and from that time, it gained a lot of importance, and it's very useful in our current scenarios and current lifestyle. And already we are incorporating AI in almost all of our day-to-day activities, which I will explain you in this slide. Yeah, so let's deep dive. Okay, what are the types of artificial intelligence? So when you think about artificial intelligence, like there are different types. So first is the artificial narrow intelligence. Okay, what is this type? Okay, it will we are dictating machine or we are programming machine or we are feeding the machine language in such a way to perform a recurring task. Okay, specific task. Okay, so, as I told you before, in our day-to-day activities, we are incorporating this artificial intelligence. This artificial narrow intelligence is already there. Like for instance, if we have an Amazon Prime account, and I do have the Amazon Prime and video accounts, and if any new product is there, I will get a notification not only from an Amazon app, from even the Google. When I try to browse sites, I get some videos in YouTube videos. I get the advertisement regarding the Amazon Prime. So all these things, right? These are like artificial narrow intelligence. It like suggests us, right? So how do they achieve this one? Okay, they need the data, right? So what are all the sites we are trying to access? The data will be collected and then it will be feed into an artificial intelligence machine or model, and then when it's deployed in their application, it just go there and then suggest what are all the things which is needed for even for a customer and for the other people as well. Okay, so some of the use cases here I can see is like a face recognition. If you are going to an airport, and if you these days almost all of the airports just scan with the help of your face. You don't need to put a fingerprint or a thumbprint. It will just scan your face and all the shape, size, and your eye lashes, everything. It will just scan, and then no, it will just stamp that you are the guy over there. So it's one of the use case we are already using there. And also the chatbot is nothing but like a customer support. I think these days we are used to that. If you want to chat with a virtual assistant in a bank, if you're having some issues, the first thing it will just show you is like a chatbot. Like it will ask you a lot of questions and then it will redirect you to the main guy if you're not satisfied with this. These are all an use cases of artificial intelligence which we are already using that, so please be aware. So all these use cases are artificial narrow intelligence. Okay, this is one of the type, and we can think about the other type like artificial general intelligence. So what is that one? Ability to learn any intellectual task that can human being can. Okay, in my previous thing like artificial narrow intelligence, we are feeding some data to just make a recurring task. In artificial general intelligence, we just feed some data and it will behave in an extraordinary intellectual way. You can imagine like an intellectual way. It can ask you a lot of, you can ask a question and it will suggest you a lot of different options. So this suggestion, right, it is like a machine feeding model. It has been done, and these guys have achieved it, like ChatGPT by OpenAI, and Gemini is one of the application of software. And I'll be just showing you a screen at the end of this video about how you can navigate to the ChatGPT. It's an open source, and Gemini. See, some features they are providing as an open source, and some will be a paid version. So, as a whole, so what is, I mean, artificial intelligence can be broadly categorized into narrow intelligence and general intelligence. And still, we have another one thing, artificial super intelligence. See, here comes the future generations. As I told you before, currently we are in a stage of this artificial general intelligence, and in future we are predicting for artificial super intelligence, and it will outperform the human. So this is some of the critical or controversial topics you can say, like, because you might have heard in the news, a lot of people were saying like in the future AI will become very bad, I mean very dangerous for human beings. No, it's a kind of that field over here, and it's like an artificial super intelligence. Imagine like I have placed this picture just not to frighten you, but it's like an it the face which is going over here, it will be in the future the same thing, like it will be like a human beings, and then it will surpass us. Okay, this is just an abstraction for now, but in future we are predicting the same. Okay, so just we can, okay, so before, I mean, in artificial intelligence there are different words or the acronyms you need to understand. What is machine learning? Okay, so what is a machine learning? I can tell you like machine learning is like you need to say for, I can give you a real use case. Okay, if you want to become a athlete, I and if you are giving me a children age 6 or 7 years, I'll just train him properly, and then he can just go participate in any competition. So it's just training him, and then leaving him like an individual person, so he can handle about, he can go to a lot of competitions. So it's like training a model, like, so how do you train a model? Okay, so that's a machine learning. You are making the machine to learn something. Okay, that's a machine learning. You're making a machine to learn something. So how do it learn? Okay, you need to provide a lot of data. For instance, if I want to do a machine model, machine language, or machine learning for a particular model of a um, of like telecom providers. So telecom providers, what they will do, they just insert the data for all the customers, and what are all the data they have, like each customer or trying to call this geographical location, and each customer are trying to browse these sites in my network, and these customers are trying to call these person in different mobile operators. So all these data, right, they have the data because telecom operators will have the data. So what they will do, I mean, before they get the model, the big guys like Facebook or a Google, no, they train the model with these kinds of data. Okay, they also will have a data specific to some generic data of telecom operators. They train the model for the telecom operator machine, and then they sell it to the vendors. For instance, so Vodafone can buy that model, and then they can insert the Vodafone specific data. So since the machine is already trained over there, you can get about like what is it like more detailed report. Okay, so some of the use case of this one is like an email spam detection. As you know, it's already there implemented in our Gmail or a Yahoo Mail, whatever email you're having. So they flag as a spam. So how do they flag as a spam? They check in a different parameters like validate. No, they check in a sender ID. They check with the global database. whether the center ID is valid or not, and these guys or any other description it has, it will be scanned for that, and if that is some false news or alerts are there, they'll just flag it as spam. So this kind of a machine model is already implemented. It's like a software implemented in your Gmail. You can imagine like that way. And the next thing is the medical diagnosis. Okay, this is one of the very, very, very important thing. Like you, for example, if you are going to a hospital and they have the like a government department, they will be having a large amount of data over there. So it will be like just they have the data over there and they will train it accordingly, and it's just inserting the data and you will get the report for this one. So it's like training model and predictions for that, like a report for each of the patients can be generated over there. That's a machine learning. Okay, you train a model. Okay, then another term you need to understand is the deep learning. Okay, see, machine learning is you train a model. Deep learning is your again training a machine with more like a lot of uh, with the different algorithms, different layers. You're just training it. Okay, it's like ability to learn any intellectual stuff that a human being can. Okay, it's kind of almost an half the way for a human being, half the way I can tell. Okay, so they imitate the brain. So deep learning is the main thing for artificial neural network. It will just imitate the brain. Okay, what is a neural network? If you see our brain structure, a lot of layers will be there. So we are imitating like a data layers over here. So it's a kind of that one. And see, the main use case for this deep learning model is the face recognition, as I told you before, and the fraud detection. Yeah, this is one of the very important things. In the recent times, they have implemented like if you're doing a bank transaction, and then if that is a fraud, it will this system or the deep learning model will just alert the customers as it is like. So how do they do this one? So first is that they will train the model. Who will do this one? It's the big guys like Google or a Facebook or a Meta, and then the chat GPT. They will have some models trained for this fraud detection, and then they will sell it to these guys. And for instance, such as Busy Bank will purchase this model, and then no, they will insert that specific data. So what they will insert? Okay, if they for instance, I am a customer, so I do transaction less than $1,000 per month. But suddenly, if I'm just trying to do the transaction like more than $4,000 per month, and if it's for a single time, it's fine. If like just going to do the transaction for 4 or 5 times, again it will be just alerting the bank and also the customers. This is like an deep learning, right? I mean, deep learning will detect all these changes and intimators. Okay, it's a very important thing you need to understand. So two terms we have learned till now: machine learning and deep learning. Okay, the use cases I have given you, and then the natural language processing. So what it is, it's just a language translator, you can imagine, right? No need for these days, no, for having a language translator. Okay, please do these things for me in Japanese or Chinese, just translate it and all. We already have a natural language processing model, which very useful for us. Yeah, so these are the terms, right? Machine learning, deep learning, and natural processing. Okay, so can dive into the next. Okay, now we come to the use cases of what are all the use cases for artificial intelligence. See, already we have artificial intelligence over there in our day-to-day activities, and as I told you, it's a fraud detection. If any transaction is there detected, it's like abnormal transaction. Immediately, it just intimate us. And another one important thing, like a healthcare model, they have these guys, big guys, will be having this, so it can able to easily diagnose disease and drug discovery. Okay, so how do they do this one? They have the data populated over there, and then they just try to insert the new finder data by them, and then no, it will just give or suggest some modules for you. Okay, then even cloud pricing automation like Airbnb have chosen AWS, I mean cloud provider, but they are currently implemented like the artificial intelligence model how to optimize costs. So some of the resources they don't need during this point of time, or how can they optimize costs? It will suggest, so it's some of the price reduction mechanism it can be implemented. And as I told you, like voice assistant, chatbots, and conversational AI is just it will interact you. Okay, for instance, no, if there are old aged people, right, you just want to interact with them and help them and guide them, the blind people. So all these things, the machine model is already there. It's like a conversational AI. Okay. And even for recruitment as well, we have this recruitment shortlist, resume shortlist. For instance, before there were people searching for the resumes in the internet or the job sites, and then they just follow process. Here, no need for that layer. Already we have a model trained, and then it will just go through all the LinkedIn and all the job sites, and then pull in the resume with the specific words, and then even it will conduct the first round of interview, like some questions it will give you, and then you need to answer it, and then immediately it will just send to the recruiter, and then the second round they will take from there. Okay, and spam filtering also I already told you. So now, having said that about artificial intelligence and how it works in day-to-day life, right? So, who are these guys? Google, OpenAI, and Meta. You know about these guys. These are very big technology giants. They invest a lot of money in training a model. See, the main feature in artificial intelligence is that you need to train a model in order to make that model working to suit your needs. So these guys will be investing a lot of money and manpower for training the model, and they have almost a lot of models over there. And what the how the process works? Okay, this tech guys train a model, and some the vendors you can imagine like customers like hospital, big hospital giants are there. They will just purchase the pre-trained model for the hospital, and then what they will do. So they train the big guys train the model and give it to the hospital for money, and then these guys insert some data which is specific for the hospital, and then they'll get a proper report generation for that. Same thing applies for a telecom operator, and it will purchase a mobile model. I mean, it's like a mobile language model for a telecom customer experience, and then the telecom operators will be just inserting the data specific to their module. Okay, so this is the overall process. So mainly, this telecom hospital, they will be mainly concentrating on their main areas, like they want to create more customers, analyze a lot of reports, and then give customers some offers, and then pull in a lot of customer, get some money, right? So these guys, OpenAI, Meta, will be training the model and then selling it to these vendors. Okay, so this is the overall process. So when you say about AI, just imagine in the sense whatever I have taught you, and then this is the use case, right? So that is the reason like OpenAI, Meta, and Google are investing too much of money on that one. Okay, thank you for watching this video, and please subscribe to my channel. And before that, I'll show you a model like see, I already told you like ChatGPT is already they have a model. It's a free open source. They are just given for open source for now. Okay, ChatGPT.com. Okay, I can ask to this guy. It's like a text-to-text conversation. I need a script. I need a bash script. Maybe I need a bash script to count number of lines in a file. Okay. So see, this is the AI model which is trained for, I mean the text to text, right? So what it see, I have asked a bash script that counts the number of lines in a given file, right? It is giving me a script. I'll just copy and paste it, and it will just execute. I can execute. Okay, if I am telling, see, it's like an interaction way. If it's like I am interacting to a human being, okay, I am not satisfied. I'm not satisfied. Again, it will just suggest me some other methods, no, in-depth methods for getting the same code, but in a different way. Like it will give in-depth, right, like explanation and different script, no, for iterating into this iterating and then getting the output. So it's like a conversational model, right? So this one of the ChatGPT OpenAI guys have created this model. See, and then Google like Gemini, Google is there. So this just free, and then you can use it. So now, before I say bye bye to you, I'll just ask them, how can I say goodbye in Japanese language. See? Okay, so thank you guys. According to this one, it's sayonara. So thank you guys. Please do sayonara. Please do subscribe to my videos. And thanks. See you later. Cheers. Bye.